So hello all. So today we're going to discuss about how to interface the DHT11 sensor with the Node MCU and how we are going to upload the real-time data onto the cloud. So for this particular experimentation I'm going to use the Blink cloud. It's an open source cloud. So we can use this particular cloud to upload the real-time data which is sensed by this particular DHT11 sensor, and we're going to monitor it effectively on our mobile phones. So before proceeding to this experimentation, you should know about this particular small development board. This is a Node MCU IoT development board, over which there is a very popular Wi-Fi chip is available, which is designed by Espressif, and it's a ESP8266 Wi-Fi chip model, over which the data will be uploaded onto the cloud with the help of the internet. So if this particular device initially uploading the data on the cloud, means this device first connected to your local network, and if your local Wi-Fi network is connected to the internet, it will upload the data onto the respective cloud that you are using it. Okay, so let me show the details about this particular Node MCU IoT development board. So this will be having one analog pin that will be represented as A0. So whether it's visible, so it is A0, it is written. Okay, so this particular pin is responsible for interfacing the analog sensor onto it, and there are numerous digital pins are there. So these are the certain GPIO pins are available onto it. So general purpose input output pins. So we can interface varieties of devices or circuitries or sensors onto these particular pins, isn't it? So this particular model can be powered up with the help of this micro USB port. So we can power it with the help of simply connecting the USB adapter, and now this particular development board is start working on. So about this particular sensor, so this is the DHT11 sensor, and it will be responsible for measuring the humidity and temperature parameters from the environment. So this particular digital sensor will be having three different pins. The very first pin is associated with the out, that will be considered as the out pin of this particular sensor. We need to interface with the one of the input pin of this particular development board. Next one will be considered as an VCC pin. So 3.3 volt or 5 volt will be sufficient to drive this particular DHT11 sensor, and remaining pin will be considered as a ground pin. So let us first design the circuit. It's very simple. So what we need to do, we need to simply connect the DHT11 onto the development board, that is a PCB, that is, we can say that. Okay, and what we need to do, we need to connect the respective pins onto this particular Node MCU. So once we mounted this particular board or the sensor onto the breadboard, what we need to do, you need to take the first pin, that is nothing associated with your signal pin, that is the out pin of the sensor, and I need to connect, suppose I am connecting on the D0 pin of the Node MCU, where it will be considered as my input pin. The next pin, I can consider this as a VCC pin. So I am connecting at the central of this node, the sensor, and on the development board we have 3.3 volt, and last one is a ground pin, so which is nearer to this. We can have the ground pin also. Now connect it, and that is fine. We have interfaced the DHT11. Now see, the DHT11 3 respective pins I have interfaced with this particular Node MCU IoT development board. What is the next step? Now what you needed a USB cable, and to power this particular Node MCU, and what is the code you are having that will going to fetch the real-time data from this particular DHT11 sensor that you need to upload onto this development board. So simply just now I am just showing you how to connect and upload the data onto the Node MCU. Now you need to connect the USB cable to this Node MCU to power it up. Now I am simply connecting it. Yes, now you are ready to upload your respective code onto this particular development board, and the data that is fetched or sensed by this DHT sensor is ready to monitor on my mobile phone. Okay, so let us see about it. So once you connected your Node MCU with the USB cable, what you need to do, you need to open the Arduino IDE application tool, and you need to check on which COM port the specific Node MCU is connected on. Once it is opening, meanwhile I am showing you how to get some sample code from the Blink cloud, and that you need to upload onto the development board. So take an example. So I can write the URL as examples.blink.cc. Once you hit enter, you need to select the associated development board on which you are uploading the data. So if I am now using this particular option, so I need to use the associated development board. What is the connectivity available onto that particular development board? Should you have certain authentication code which is generated by the Blink application that you can later on also provided, so that is optional one, and we can have a certain set of examples associated written here. Now what I am going to do, simply I am going to select the kind of board I am using. So currently I am using a Node MCU as my IoT development board, on which we have the ESP8266 Wi-Fi chip. Means we can communicate with the cloud with the help of this particular connectivity, the module. So after that I'll be selecting the option as in a Blink. Now I need to get certain data from this sensor onto the my development board. So I'll be having n number of different options. Now take an example. Now currently I am going to use, suppose, this DHT11. Now if I select the DHT11, the associated code that you need to simply copy this from this particular cloud environment. Now suppose I am taking this particular code, and what I need to do, I need to go to the new. Here you need to paste that particular code that you have selected. Now what you need to do next, you need to go to the tools, and you need to check whether your Node MCU is currently connected or not. So if it is not connected, now simply you need to browse it from this particular board manager contents, and you need to select the respective Node MCU 1.0. It will be having ESP12E module onto it, that is a Wi-Fi chip. Okay, so once you have connected, you have selected this particular board, what is the next parameter we are interested in? You need to check the respective port on which this particular device is connected. So now how you can say that this device is connected on this particular port, COM port 4. So what you need to do, you need to go for right click on my computer and go to the manage, and you need to visit to the device manager, so that yes, you have this particular device manager option over here, and if you click on the respective ports, you will be getting this particular COM port, which is a kind of a UART, USB to UART bridge. Yes, because on this particular Node MCU we are having CP210X. So this is a particular IC that will be considered as an USB to UART bridge that will going to convert your data from USB to TTL logic, that is your UART logic, isn't it? So that is connected to the COM port 4. So that is why in this particular node Arduino IDE you have selected the port as a COM port 4. Okay, now what else you require? You need to install the associated directories of the Blink cloud. So the Blink, how you can going to install it? So simply go to the sketch. You need to click on a include library, click on a manage libraries, and what you need to do, you need to select the associated library by simply searching into it. Now in this particular portion you need to write the Blink, and now it will be going to update the respective libraries. Now suppose I am writing as a Blink. Okay, so once I enter, it will be showing me the respective associated directory is required. Okay, so it's the Blink. I have already installed it. Okay, so you need to install this specific associated Blink directory for ESP8266. Okay, so in the same way you need to install the associated directory of the DHT sensor. So what you need to do, you need to go to the DHT, type there DHT, the DHT unified directory sensor will be shown. Now simply search for it. What we are interested in? We are interested in unified DHT11 directory. Okay, so I'll be showing this. You can install this as well as search unified directory. Okay, once you type unified, you need to search to the respective library that is available. So let me show you. Yes, this is the library I am talking about. So this is the Adafruit unified sensor. Is the library which is required for this DHT11. Okay, so once you install the associated directories, what we are interested in? We are interested in this particular authentication code that we can generate automatically from the Blink application from my mobile phone. Else what we require? We require the SSID of your that is your Wi-Fi network. So SSID is the service set identification name given to your Wi-Fi network, and the respective credential, that is the associated password of your Wi-Fi. Okay, so these two contents we require. So else what we require? We need to connect your DHT pin. Now suppose I am using now currently I have shown it is connected to D0, but actually suppose I am connecting to D2. Suppose the GPIO pin 2, so its pin number is D4. Okay, so I need to now save this, and you need to connect your DHT11 pin onto the D4 or GPIO pin number 2. So GPIO pin number and D numbers, digital pin numbers are different. So you need to take care of this particular thing. After that, what we are interested in, you need to customize your mobile application in such a way that the humidity parameter will be visible to you on virtual port 5 and temperature will be observed or monitored onto the virtual port 6, isn't it? And you need to use the baud rate of 9600. Okay, so these are the some of the parameters we are interested in. Rest of the things we will going to discuss on my mobile phone. The next step you need to do on your mobile phone, you need to simply install this particular Blink mobile Android application on your device. So just I am simply opening it. Now once you open this particular application, you need to use this first option, as you need to create your own new project. So simply select it. It will be asking to provide the name to this particular project. So I'll be first providing the name as suppose any name I am providing, suppose ASDF, and I need to select here what kind of board I am using to upload my data. Now I am using Node MCU, so I'll be searching the same option as a Node MCU and click OK. Now that is being now selected, and kind of connection I am using is a Wi-Fi connectivity to upload the data on a cloud. So yes, I am using Wi-Fi. You can use white as well as black theme to get acquainted with what are your requirement about. It's a looking or visualization kind. Okay, so I'll be using a same. Okay, and now click on a create. Now once it is created, now it will be sending one authentication code onto your email address provided, isn't it? So simply go to your email and check the token, authentication token required or available. Okay, that you need to copy in your respective code that we have seen. Also start the hotspot of your Wi-Fi router or your mobile device so that your IoT development board should be connected to that particular the hotspot. Okay, and mention their SSID and password into the code and upload it. Once you upload it, what you need to do, you need to simply click on this plus symbol. Once you click on this plus symbol, you will be getting multiple options. So simply you need to, yes, select it, depends on your requirement. So what I require, I need to fetch the real-time data of humidity and temperature. So what I am interested in, I am interested in this value display. Okay, so I will be taking it. Yes, now it will be added. Now again for temperature, I'll be again going to the same and take the next option, means 2 blocks I have selected. Okay, now click on the first block. You need to customize it. So provide the name as an optional name. Now suppose this is the humidity. Suppose the humi. Okay, I am providing any name. The pin you need to select. Click on a pin, and you need to select pin as a virtual pin, as I mentioned, as it is written in your code as well. So virtual pin, and the humidity will be observed on V5. Okay, press OK, and kind of reading, it's a pushing, means data is pushed from the sensor onto the cloud, or you can also provide certain intervals 1, 2, 5, 10 seconds, so that automatically the data will be fetched according to that particular timing interval. You can customize with the help of certain font sizes, isn't it, or a kind of text you want it, but I'll be keeping as it is. Now go back, and once you go back, this particular option will be available to you. H5, that is humidity, will be observed on H5. Now simply go to the next option. Here select, it is a TEMP, so it is for temperature. Okay, and I need to select the pin. This will be considered as again the virtual pin. Now I am selecting a virtual, and now it is connected on V6. Now I am selecting V6. Press OK. Okay, rest of the thing I am keeping as it is, and I am going back. Now if you are observing, my 2 displays are ready to fetch the data from the sensor, that is DHT11, isn't it? Now this is the right triangle. If you are observing, if I click on this particular option, you should get the readings from the sensor. But what you need to do, your IoT device should be connected onto the cloud. So let me show you that also. Now let us see, as I mentioned, if you click on this particular triangular option, so it's executing your code, and if you are observing, the humidity parameter and temperature parameters are real-timely monitored. If there is a change in the temperature, that can be easily detected on this particular development board. Now if you are observing, now temperature is 25.6 currently, humidity is 95%, and depends on the environmental conditions, the respective values will be automatically changed.